Hello and welcome to my recording of Stellaris, where I'm going to show you all the mods and all the empires that I've made so far. We've got Giga Construct. In fact, I'll slowly go down so that you can read read the different mods. A UI mod, All Societies Infinite. Those are trait mods. Species trait mods, natural, magic, and psionic toxoid traits, robotic traits, larger galaxy size, those types of traits. Oh, and here we see what I like to call portrait mods. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and then more traits to use. Trait points and picks. Trait points and pick 99. So, that's all my mods. And, well, in 1 second you will see all the empires that I've ever made. Okay, well, here's my newest empire, actually. A lot of the stuff is based off, well, just random names that I picked out. And, well, this one has Trinity of Sheer Destiny, which, let's just read this. Civilizations, united across dimensions, gradually form this inseparable trinity of shared destiny through multilateral cooperation. Okay, there we go. Martial tribes, beacon of liberty, coalition, government, efficient bureaucracy, free haven, idealistic peacekeepers. While culturally open, the civilization maintains military strength to preserve interstellar balance. A defensive one. And then we have Italy under Mussolini. Now this is a terrifying one because I gave them immunological tactics. There are only 3 empires that I have that have this trait, and we'll be seeing the next 2 that have this trait as well down below. In fact, after this, I'll show you. Glory and Destiny. This racial supremacist society proclaims itself the galaxy's master race, seeking Libran's realm and slave labor to establish a new galactic order. Conqueror's Path. The society views perpetual military triumph as essential for cosmic survival. I've managed to make a fascist state. It's also a millennia kingdom. An elective dictatorship government where the Lord Protector leads superior races to build an eternal empire. Well, as you can see, this is actually quite a fascist empire. They also have Kovir, which just means that they can decide where their citizens live and work, and it's a police state. Oh, and they believe in social Darwinism. To enact evolutionary governance, this state encourages maximal reproduction, followed by brutal natural selection to cultivate superior specimens. Well, as you can see, yeah, very realistic. Cultural Review Department. This society maintains a strict yet ambiguous cultural censorship mechanism where many creative works may face severe sanctions. Now, the next two, one of them's a military dictatorship. Why don't we start with this one? In fact, this one can actually have quite a few new traits added. Like this. They're a determined exterminator though. So they will always aim to annihilate everyone. No matter what. They basically live to annihilate others, so, you know. But yeah, that's about it for this empire. Now, this one also has the same traits. Except they're xenophobic, so, well, they won't make any agreements. Militarist, technician, so, you know, some favor to technology, and elitist. Now, here are the traits that they have. They have police state, so they have a police force that just monitors everyone. But this is one of the big differences between Italy. This is the difference between the Italy that I... This is the difference between the Italian state that I did and Germany. Xenocidal Purge. This society appears determined to purge all other intelligent life from this galaxy at any cost. Nothing will make them tolerate alien existence. So, in other words, they're going to destroy absolutely everyone. If they can. And well, of course, I picked Glory and Destiny. Basically, they're fascist. You know, this is a neat one. This civilization is made up of armies, and its official selection and administration are derived from the military's hierarchical system, where the planet's civil administration is simply seen as prisoners of war camp for exiled non-military personnel and a military factory for logistical supplies. So, it's an army with a state. So they have a military factory for logistical supplies, and here's what that does. Civilians provide an additional naval capacity, have a fleet that defies the command cap, cannot be reorganized, and cannot be disbanded, and called Army with a State, which automatically grows by one ship per month based on the design of the ship that exists. In other words, this army will grow infinitely. The fleet will grow and they will be able to conquer everything. Of course, their upkeep from trade is higher, and they don't get as many alloys. But as you can see, they get good starting experience. So, extremely martial. Social Darwinism, as you can see. Machiavellian politics. The political system thrives on intrigue, power struggles, backroom deals, and conspiracies are standard practice. So, don't trust anyone in this society. And now, once again, we get to immunological tactics. The civilization's military enthusiastically employs biochemical weapons, disregarding ethical concerns in perpetual research. And there you go. Quite a powerful state. And they do have extra... Well, their pop growth is higher during a war, so they're encouraged to go to war now. Because now, they just replace ships over time. They can literally thrive in war. This state, at this point, the state could thrive during a war, slowly exhausting the resources of every other empire ever. Like, yeah, there's no question. It's one of the most powerful states that I currently have. Now, Japan's a bit different, but they have similarities. Overall, they're the same ethics-wise. They've got Conqueror's Path. Now, this trait is quite interesting. The society views perpetual military triumph as essential for cosmic survival. And as you can see, both Germany and Japan get these bonuses. And, well, the Japanese state is not gonna lose the will to fight very quickly. But extra border friction is certainly a downgrade. The society maintains deeply rooted traditions of naval excellence. Because, well, this is Japan. So, I thought I might as well put a naval one there. Police state, and then martial order. In this military dictatorship, state and armed forces are constitutionally identical, with administrative positions held by active or honorably discharged officers. In other words, the military and the state are the same thing. Like, the military and the state in this empire are the same thing, so no one's escaping, really, the wrath of the military. No one's escaping the reach of the military. And look at that. Winning wars grants 3 years of unity output. Losing causes citizen popularness penalty for 5 years. So they're encouraged to win wars, and they're encouraged to just outright conquer. Like, they get bonuses. They have all the bonuses for fighting. They also can just resettle regions quickly. Oh, and here's immunological tactics once again. This civilization's military enthusiastically employs biochemical weapons, disregarding ethical concerns and perpetual research. That's the 3. This is the last one that has this. And the effects of this for all 3 of them are fleets can now use the POX orbital bombardment stance against planets. Starts with dangerous wildlife removal and selective defoliants. Which basically means Germany, Italy, and Japan, all 3 of them, they can use chemical warfare. Like, all 3 of these, like, states that I've made, they can use chemical warfare. And they can do a lot of damage. And here's another one. Martial prowess defines the society, where true glory is won only in battle. In other words, winning in battle by all means is an honor for this state. So essentially, the Japanese Empire is encouraged to expand and conquer. And well, this one, it's just too easy. They will have a fleet ready all the time. They will have a fleet available within, like, the first 6 months. So, I mean, it's quite the bonus. Starts with centralized command, combat training, and grand defense planning and global defense grid technology. As you can see from just their allies just seen it, they actually get bonuses for the army. They can just outpace everyone. No questions asked. Of course, the only downside is that alloys from jobs 10 minus. And well, look at that, army experience 1,000 plus, ship starting experience 1,000 plus. They start an extra 2 levels, meaning that all officers and all soldiers are experienced. This is an army that will conquer the galaxy. And this army is here to destroy absolutely everything. Militarism, attraction, ship build speed, cost 25 minus naval capacity, 100 plus army damage, ship fire rate 66%. 66 plus for both. Starbase cost plus influence cost 20 minus. Approaching aliens generates unity and research. In other words, this empire is fully encouraged to conquer absolutely everything. Like, there won't be a stone unturned with this empire in play. Oh, and here's America. Just because I think it's fun to note the big ones here. But now that I have 7 total points, I'm gonna add a couple to America because I think that, well, America could use a couple more. Relentless industrialization. Private militaries, and naval heritage. But here are the main ones. Mega Concern. Political structure. Dominant monopolies or banks control society completely, with oligarchs wielding state machinery to protect private wealth directly. In other words, this is like actual America. You're gonna find that, well, this society is very much for the rich. Worker happiness, 10 minus, mining station output and branch office value, along with elitism attraction 25 plus, with 10 plus for branch and mining station. Luxury consumerism. The society obsesses over luxury consumption, establishing social hierarchies based on the quantity and quality of luxury goods rather than individual merit. So, the upkeep for elites, specialists, and workers, and upkeep per 100 industrial workers, 1 plus. Retainer jobs, 1,000 plus. Elitist attraction, 15 plus. Disengaged worker jobs, 500 plus. Basically, this state consumes a lot of consumer goods. Like, the amount of consumer goods that they use is insane. Oh, and there's conveyor system. Hyper efficiency cult. This society preaches that workers' misery stems from insufficient effort. Only through relentless labor can one earn the right to live and work before death. In other words, in this society, you will work to earn your way up, but you will work for eternity. You will work forever. There is no limit. There is no line. And you're there to basically work for all of your time. Relentless industrialization. This society obsessively pursues higher industrial output to satisfy its ever-growing material demands. Increasing alloy and consumer goods output at the cost of reducing pulp growth and gradually turning planets into tomb worlds. As you can see, this society is extremely expansionist in the sense of resources need to be acquired continuously, without question. Private militaries. When war comes, the society traditionally relies on mercenary companies and private military contractors. Think BlackRock when you think of private militaries. Basically, it's BlackRock. And, well, starting experience is good sergeant jobs, get an extra 3, army upkeep and ship upkeep though is increased, so there are some downsides. Naval heritage. The society maintains deeply rooted traditions of naval excellence. Ship fire rate, fleet command limit 10 plus, and ship upkeep 10 minus. Yeah, that well, as you can see, they're quite the state. But starting as them would really, really suck, because you're going to need a lot of consumer goods. Now, the description for corporate dictatorship. An executive dictatorship government based on mega-consumery, where government officials simultaneously hold executive positions in major corporations, with the leader directly serving as corporate decision maker. Okay, I just needed to do that just for a moment. Anyway, so yeah, that's what America is. Currently, that's what it's got them as. So, well, quite the terrifying one. I might actually add them in though, just because. Now, the PRC. An interesting one. And it looks like I have some extra points to give now. Yep, okay. Well, I'm just looking to see what I can add. Okay, socialism with characteristics. Okay, now we can get to the full-on civics that we got here. Efficient bureaucracy. This society is renowned for its efficiency. Not only do the mag trains run on time, but the colossal bureaucratic apparatus required to run an interstellar nation has been greatly streamlined. Empire size effect 15 plus, decision cost 10 minus, edict fund 10 plus, administrative capacity 25 plus. So that's quite the bonus for a state. And then we have this political structure. Believing information and determinism enables perfect society be controlling. Believing information determinism enables perfect society by controlling every atom's rules. This civilization obsessively collects all citizens' data for elite management. So, monthly influence 1 plus, encryption 1 plus, planetary infrastructure upkeep 10 plus, elitism attraction 25 plus. So, allows divine aberration, making rulers immortal, enforces produce unity, capital buildings replace some politicians with core party members, elite and returns produce 0.25 research. So it, well, definitely feels like, China, fundamentally. I feel like this is the most accurate I'll ever get to making China. Yeah, it's essentially a state where, basically, they collect your data to make every decision. And every decision is done in such a way that it'll be efficiently processed. Like, basically, this is a society that collects data on its citizens in the name of efficiency and management. Like they will try to efficiently manage the country by collecting data. Now they have conveyor systems, so they can just move you without waives all unity costs for pop resettlement, so there you go. They can just essentially move the population anywhere. Now, this one is fun. Unless civilization's economic paradigm, sustained technological innovation drives growth. However, this obsession with progress may have destructive cultural consequences. So, they innovate. They innovate like no tomorrow, basically. Like, they will build the newest technologies immediately. without question. It's an innovative economy. So basically, the economy is structured around technology, and as you can see from this bonus here, produces 100 physics, society, and engineering research, 10 plus each. Minus 10 unity though, which is quite the disadvantage, but at the same time, they don't have any unity costs, so not too bad. And as you can see here, learning society. Here, every individual dedicates their lifespan to knowledge acquisition, creating infinite possibilities through finite existence. Each survey yields 3 months worth of physics, society, and engineering research. So, quite the powerful state. Machiavellian politics. Well, basically, they're just cutthroats. The society is quite cutthroat. And as you can see, encryption, spy network, working strength 2, spy network size 1, election cost 75 minus, trust cap though is lower. Now, socialism with characteristics. This civilization views socialism not as an ideology, but as productivity's natural progression. If it improves, they must be socialist. Okay, that feels poorly written, but maybe not. I'm just reading it wrong, but this civilization views socialism not as an ideology, but as productivity's natural progression. If life improves, they must be socialist. Starts with reform and opening policy for new eras. We must innovate thinking, raise standards, develop methods, create solutions, and embark journeys. As you can see, trade value is increased, and they provide 1 retainer job. So, comment down what you think about all these empires and how accurate they are to their real-life counterparts. Because after this, all I'm going to say is that after this, we're going to get into more fiction-based ones that are based off fictional stuff, not, well, it's based off fictional TV shows or anime or anything that I've ever watched. So, soon we'll be getting to some really weird ones. An elective dictatorship government using mathematical models to simulate idealized voter behavior. Well, there you go. Quite fun, eh? Interesting, eh? Well, I think, well, as you can see, that's quite the realistic one, eh? At least I hope. That's what I tried to make these as realistic as possible. Now, Egypt is an interesting one, which I'm pretty sure, yep, I have an extra 3. Now, this is a theocratic state. Oh, I could actually make India one day, perhaps, actually. Yeah, I could make a state based off the Indian caste system. Now, which one is actually closer? Well, I suppose you get to see me actually determine which one is closer for Egypt. Since ancient times, the civilization has had a belief in stars, believing that those celestial bodies emanating warmth and radiance are the guiding lights of the Creator in the void. Countless idols divide the society into warring sects, each waging holy war in the name unto annihilation. I think that might be perfect. Though I'm not sure. Machine knowledge, veneration. Historical circumstances make the civilization view science as theological pursuit, encouraging clergy to advance scientific understanding. So that's an interesting one. Fertility cult. This civilization venerates proactive forces as divine power with artistic and practical devolution reaching superstitious intensity. Druidic path. This civilization champions nature's balance, worshipping natural forces through intermediaries who regulate worship and ecological harmony. Who regulate worship and natural forces through intermediaries who regulate worship and ecological harmony. Okay, what about this one? Beyond space-time folds, revealing unstable systems as sacred sites for pilgrimage and study. Interesting. This religion revolves around cynical sacrificial rituals where volunteers spend a decade in study before ritual suicide. Their deaths fuel cultural prosperity. Interesting. Well, I think Crusader Zeal. Easily corrupted and formed. This society actively spreads enlightenment as spiritual armor for the masses. Interesting. Well, I think I know what I'm gonna go with. Efficient bureaucracy. What's this one? No. Okay, so velocity dominates the driving relentless pursuit of faster starships through false cosmic velocity breakthroughs. Well, okay, beyond light, the civilization must space warping FTL travel, propelling them into the void. I think I don't know whether Egypt had that, so no. History mirror. Yep. Hyper-storage efficiency and farming. There we go. Because that's what the Egyptians were known for. Police state. Well, it's in the name. Imperial Creed. This society worships a single deity, considering the ruler its mortal incarnation. Basically, they worship one very specific, they worship Basically, imagine if this is probably an alternate future where essentially, I don't know how we can put it, but well, hmm, yeah, essentially, this is a world where this state is basically there's some precedent for this when it comes to Egypt, so I'll leave it there. Capital buildings replace some politicians with saints, priests provide 1 plus stability and reduce empire size from pops, ruler's homeworld has extra priest, decreased elites can be enshrined in sacred tombs, making spirituals pops produce extra unity. Deceased elites. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. That is absolutely Egypt to a T. Basically, you can just entomb a bunch of the elite, which is what happened in Egypt. It wasn't until a while throughout the years. Eventually, it became everyone can have their own tomb, but it was originally the elite that got to have their own pyramids and tombs made for them. They can just resettle people anywhere without any unity cost. National culture. This society views perpetual military triumph as essential for cosmic survival. Which, well, they're still an empire, mind you. A religious one, but still an empire. Efficient bureaucracy, they're known for being efficient bureaucratically. Hyper storage efficiency. Frequent historical resource crises forged the civilization's extreme emphasis on stockpiling and preservation, so they can preserve a lot of food. Resource silos grants extra 5,000 resource storage capacity, increased citizen pop happiness, and 50 plus sergeant jobs. So the military gets power. Star-based resource silos provide 5,000 resource storage capacity and 1 plus unity. So orbital storage is even pretty good. And to be fair, look at that. Pop growth speed 5 minus, clericalism, attraction, edict upkeep 25, edict fund 20 plus, 25 minus. It's like, yeah, this is quite the bureaucratic state. But industrialized mega farming. Agriculture mastery combined with industrialization has pushed farming efficiency to unprecedented levels. Well, they have good trade value and good food, an extra 6 food per farmer, but their upkeep per 100 farmer is 6 plus, so there is a downside now to this bonus. I wonder, should I maybe do this? Nah, I don't think I need to. And here's a mandate empire, an hereditary dictatorship government based on imperial creed where all state affairs require religious approval and the ruler is worshipped as a living god. If that doesn't sound like Egypt, I do not know what else would, because that definitely is Egypt. Saying that, I can probably now make the Crusaders and Aztecs with this. Here we go. I'm not sure. Well, let's see. I'm gonna try and find a rather cool one, and I think I have found at least. Here we go. Actually, this one's. It's slightly different, you see. Because it's actually a corporate structure. Oh. Completely forgot about this one. Yes, this is the Confederate Slavocracy. So, yeah. There are certainly, well, I'm gonna add Cove here. What else could I add? There are at least another 2 of them that I could add. Mining guilds, why not? Hyper-efficiency cult. This one's a rather unique one. Similar to America, but different. Because they have police state, yeah, sure, they have this one here, police state, where, well, they have a large police force, but they have tyrants' chains. Ruthless slavers. Magnates dominate this economy with over-reliance on forced labor, reducing citizen employment. In other words, this is basically the Confederate States. Welcome to the abyss, basically. You really don't want to end up in this state because, well, they can make their entire national culture system is based around. This is national culture, a universal civic where spatial cultural phenomena become social consensus, influencing political trajectory for both regular states and megacorps. Basically, this society sees this as normal. That's essentially what that means. They do have private militaries, they have social Darwinism, they have conveyor systems so they can essentially just move and shift their workforce wherever they want. They have mining guilds, so they can mine a lot of resources well. They have mining guilds, which essentially means they can mine resources like no tomorrow. Several powerful mining guilds dominate this society. The government relies heavily on their support. Housing from mining districts, 200 plus. Produced per 100 miners, 1.50. And hyper-efficiency cult. National culture. The society preaches that workers' misery stems from. This society preaches that workers' misery stems from insufficient effort. Only through relentless labor can one earn the right to live and work before death. So, yeah, this is just, the South. This is just the South. This is antebellum. This is like, you know, the South before. This is essentially the South in the 1850s, 40s, 30s, and, well, basically since the founding of the nation all the way up to 64. So, you know, there are not exactly, oh wow, I could have done a plutocratic oligarchy, it would have been even better. But, well, this is a totalitarian regime. They essentially control all aspects of life in the name of efficiency, so they're very efficient. Totally. They're also elitist, militarist, and xenophobic. So they're the worst. There's also a corporate version of them that I have. But here's a, a similar one. But there's actually quite a difference between them. Now this is a technology group. A corporate driving technological innovation through strict labor management. So essentially they are a tech company. Ruthless competition. All levels of society in this mega corporation are constantly vying with each other in a ruthless competition. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Leader experience 500 plus. Job efficiency 33 plus. Leader lifespan 20 minus. Help decline speed 33 plus. Retainer jobs 1000 minus. So leader lifespan is, well, minus 20 years. Pop decline speed 33 plus, so if they have a famine, they're kind of just screwed. Retainer jobs 1000 plus. Disengaged worker jobs 500 minus. Like 1000 minus for the retainer jobs and disengaged worker jobs 500 minus. Essentially, they are very competitive. Adoptive submission. Proud yet pragmatic, this civilization's people display remarkable ideological flexibility when facing superior forces. Bureaucrats produce 5 plus if Overlord shares ethics, 100 plus relations with recent conquerors. In other words, these guys, they're a true corporation. They really, sure they like to be independent, but if you puppet them, they won't be as much of a problem as, let's say, a independent state would be. Like, well, for example, it would be like, imagine, let's say, a company that just became a state. Well, this is what a megacorp is. Now, this company would basically adopt to that, like, okay, I can still do business. I might not have a military or anything, but I can still do business. So, you know. Now, business intelligence. This megacorp survived countless trade secret wars, concluding that preemptive strikes make the best defense. Infiltration speed 25 plus. Operation infiltration cost 25 minus. Base intel level 30 plus. Defense detection strength 2 plus. Code breaking strength 2 plus. They can infiltrate anywhere. Hyper efficiency called. Well, you know what this is. It's basically, you will work till you die. The society is built on working for all eternity. It is a megacorp, so at least with this one it would actually make quite a lot of sense. Because what corporation would want a citizen to not work for all eternity? This megacorp actively encourages innovation and commercial applications of new technology. Start with innovation, economic policy unlocked. Trade per 100, society, physics and engineering researchers +1. As you can see, they get bonuses to research and a debuff for unity, so they're not going anywhere quick. And internal exchange. This megacorp's subsidiaries compete through traditional stock markets with different demographics investing in specialized divisions to gain shareholder influence. Faction trade gain +1. Research speed economics for +1. Chance for psionics research options 10 plus. Knowledge mentorship. Now this is the one that I don't actually know if it'll fit, but I think it will. It definitely will. Surely it has to. The knowledge, principles, and experience of exceptional people are digitalized and accumulated in the vaults of knowledge. Citizens can access this source of wisdom and experience to learn from the ghost of the past for a price, of course. Can build unique vault of knowledge. Vaults of knowledge produce unity and trade based on destiny traits acquired. The foreign business form corporate building generates additional trade and adds 200 plus shopkeeper jobs to our capital. Basically, yeah, you can learn from the past. Ain't that great? I just realized how funny that is. It's amazing, really. I might go for that. I might have that one be active. Oh, and I just noticed another good one. All of these, by the way, have been pretty... Well, they're actually ones which are essentially realistic. I'm recording a very long video here, so this will be fun. Now, this one, I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever heard of the military-industrial complex will know what this is. Surely. I'll be surprised if people in the comments are unable to figure out what this is based around. But yes, this is based around the military-industrial complex. And let's see, what can I add here? Business intelligence, I think, would fit. No. Free traders. Well, here we go. Private military company. A corporate based on private military companies where mercenaries appear in every galactic conflict zone. So it's essentially galactic BlackRock. Imagine BlackRock, but galactic. Terrifying. Indeed. Private military companies. This mega corporation has a large number of powerful private military companies on its payroll. Those mercenary contractors augment its ground forces. Set sergeant jobs, 30 plus army starting experience, 200 plus army damage, 20 plus army upkeep, 5 plus exclave capacity, 2 plus. In other words, these guys make a lot of money. And they probably would make a lot of money in my games, just because who doesn't need mercenaries to help bolster the numbers? They also have extra research bonuses, with Unity decrease, of course. Now, lawful enforcement. To ensure social stability in the society. To ensure social stability, this society enforces impartial executive. This enforces impartiality. Executes laws primarily protecting private property. Boy, is that hard to read. Unity produced per 100 enforcers, upkeep for enforcers is increased. Egalitarian attraction is also down. And trade value is down, so, you know, these guys, they have their own police force. Enforce impartially executed laws, primarily protecting private property. Now, naval contractors. It's like the two combined, as in like, here we go. You'll see. It's like this is basically if I don't know. I suppose Lockheed Martin. This is basically Lockheed Martin. This one trait here is Lockheed Martin completely. This mega corporation relies on several semi-independent naval contractors to increase its fleet size, competing for bids. The contractors are always struggling to outperform one another. Sergeant jobs, 2+, naval capacity, 15+, fleet command limit, 40+, exclave capacity, 2. So they get, their exclave capacity in total is 4. They have a lot of room to expand. Business intelligence. This megacorp survived countless trade secret wars, concluding that preemptive strikes make the best defense. Operation skill level +1, infiltration speed 25+, operation infiltration cost 25-, base intel level 30 plus, detection strength 2 plus, code breaking strength 2 plus. So they're really good at intelligence gathering. Administrative Housing Enterprise. This giant corporation was the first to take on the administrative tasks outsourced by government agencies, and after they took over the entire civilization, the business naturally began to grow to the stars. Bureaucrats will increase commercial pact effectiveness. Countries with which they have signed commercial pacts will receive an additional administrative capacity and edict fund. One bureaucrat job per 33 pops. Infiltration speed 5 plus, encryption 5 plus. So, well, they are in the housing business. Free traders. The trading fleets of this mega corporation are bolstered by semi-independent free traders operating under license. So, a true military corporation we have here. This one's basically the most terrifying from a business point of view, because, well, their entire thing is making profit off, well, they need war to occur, let's just say. Nope. Here, this is the one that I was looking for. Now this one is quite interesting. And you know what? I'm gonna do this. Screw it, why not? I think turning this into a plutocratic oligarchy is perfect. Just perfect, honestly. Now here, pragmatic. There you go. I think I've done it there. An oligarchy government where wealthy elites dominate political and economic life. So, an oligarchic government where wealthy and elite dominate political and economic life. So, yeah, quite realistic. There appears to be an extra 4 that I can do, and I'm gonna do this. Nope. I think... No. Well, I would say that there are probably 2 more that I can add here. Let's go with this, because, well, this is based off of Russia, you see, so I'm gonna add ones that are actually quite realistic to that, and this. Interesting. Well, I think we're gonna go with selective kinship. No. One more, and then I'm basically done. Because, this should be interesting. Okay, so efficient bureaucracy, not really, nope. Okay, that should do it. This one, well, this state, as I said, is based off Russia, so it's a plutocratic oligarchy, Machiavellian politics, so, well, it's extremely cutthroat, as you'll see there. This political system thrives on intrigue, power struggle, backroom deals, and conspiracies are standard practice. In other words, yeah, they're quite cutthroat. It's pretty obvious, sort of thing. Police state. Well, basically they have a police force, a very highly militarized one. Loyalty value, though. This is a new one that I don't think I've shown anyone yet. Citizens need to be absolutely loyal to the country, and any disloyal person is not one of our citizens. Devote those lowly non-nationals to great progress, and loyal researchers will ensure that those non-nationals are worth their money. So yes, this state basically values loyalty above all else. Oh, and they can move the population without using up unity, which is pretty nice. Heroic path. The legendary heroes of the past inspire each new generation to achieve the extraordinary. As role models, government officials embody those ideals. Grand storyteller. Leader capacity +1, leader maximum negative traits -2. Governing ethics attraction 2+, leader experience gain 2+. So, yeah, actually, I wonder if there's actually a closer one than that. I'm just seeing if there's any that are better than that. No, that is not it. If I added that one, that would be hilarious. Yeah, I might up that a little. Let's see, so... I might give him memorialism. Triple profits, what's this? Actually, this feels more like what should be added. It's a theme ideology, so, you know, it just fits. Okay, selective kinship, which is, well, essentially, well, they're basically, basically this is like what appears to be, well, only close family can be trusted sort of thing. In this unknown cosmos, only kin merit trust. This civilization extends equality solely to those they designate. With species class 100+, opinion of other empires 50- pops, or our species class with full citizenship, other pops are barred from full citizenship. Oh, there you go. Species was sharing planet with 50. 2+. So, yeah. It's not a very egalitarian society. It's actually quite a, well, I mean, it's a plutocratic one. I created a plutocratic society out of this. Conqueror's Path. This society views perpetual military triumph as essential for cosmic survival. In other words, war is the way to survive. Triple profits. Social progress has generated wealth beyond description. Faced with no such profits, capitalists have finally torn off their moral mask completely. Job efficiency for slaves 300 plus, slaves trade per 100 3 plus, trade from living standard 300 plus, elite happiness 300 plus, slave happiness 300 minus, upkeep from per 100, elite plus 3, pulp decline speed 33 plus. Basically, you enter this society, you're stuck at the certain stratum that you're at. No questions asked. You're stuck there till the day that you are finished on, once you're done living, then you may go. Ooh, this will be fun though. I actually got to change that one to a proper oligarchy as well. Okay, nice. Now, which one to do next?